Hey y'all, welcome back to the Mic is Hot Instagram Live podcast show. So sorry I'm running a few minutes late, but you know how we do. I was kind of having some technical difficulties, but I'm so glad to be on this live with y'all tonight. We have some interesting topics to talk about. We're not going to keep you guys on too long. I'm going to be waiting on my co-host to tap in. Y'all know that's my co-host, Michael Foster, my co-host, Kenny Kenyatta. We have some special guests and some special friends that are going to be stopping through tonight. Baby girl Charmaine and a good close friend of mine that I've met newly this year, Barrett Hill. And I'll be sure to put everybody's tag down below in the description at the end of the live. So y'all just stay tuned. I'm not going to play any music because I don't want live to get disconnected or dropped. But let me just switch my camera around for a brief little moment. And I'll be right back with you guys. Stay tuned.
You gonna join me over here?
Yeah.
Turn TV down.
Oh, it's sideways. Michael with the hat.
What's up?
All right, let me fix this real quick.
Hey,
Why are you
guys!
sideways? What the hell is that?
He got the sideways shot tonight.
I know, right?
Hey, guys!
Yeah.
Hey! With the hat. He got the hat on tonight. Hi, Barrett.
Hey,
You gotta do
lover.
your phone so
Barrett's getting camera ready.
I know, I was all set up, and apparently I just failed at life.
Where's Charmaine?
She wants to be greedy and do it on her phone. She don't want to join me on. She don't want to sit next to me. She's like, "Fuck that! I'm doing it on my phone.
Can we?
I want to sit next to you. I've been
I
next to you all
respect that.
goddamn day." God.
Can we do all four of us? I mean, five of us?
Yeah.
Is Ken
Oh no.
Hold on, let me sit next to this hater.
I'm all like,
Okay,
come on,
girl,
baby, come on.
Take
I'm all
your
like, baby, come sit
time.
next to me. I'm like, baby, come sit next to me. She's like, I don't want to sit next to your black ass. I'm tired of you.
So for everybody that's on the Facebook Live, you've got to go click the external link. If you're in the Facebook Live, click the external link. If you have Instagram, to watch all of us on Instagram. Hi, Charmaine.
hello, Charmaine. Oh,
Hello.
Marco, you watch
Queen
out.
is on the West Coast.
Fire.
Keep the daggone.
There you go. We got it now.
You got it? You got it?
Yeah.
All right. So we are back. The mic is hot. We live. We lit tonight. I got my peoples here with me. Barrett is on the live tonight. We got Charmaine, Queen Maine, and we got Mike Foster in the building. Waiting on our brother Kenny Kenyatta to join. He'll probably join a little later because he's usually kind of working around this time. But we've got some hot trending topics for y'all tonight. I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of shut this down because I might have to use this because I'm trying to. Can you see? Can you see people? Hey, y'all. All right, so I just wanted to first talk about what happens in Texas this week.
Yeah, we were just looking at that.
Yeah, and I just wanted to kind of shine a little bit of light on that situation that happened this week. I do not know how to pronounce the city. Do y'all know how to pronounce it? How do you pronounce it?
What's the city?
There's some city. Use your phone.
Is it Yoveda? I just don't know how to pronounce it.
I mean, for right now, if she looks it up, we can say that town in Texas.
Yeah, and I believe it was 18 people that died, and I believe it was the majority was it 19?
19 now, yeah.
So it was one adult teacher, and then the rest were children, correct?
19 kids, 2 teachers killed in Texas shooting.
Wow. So this, of course, was an elementary school.
Yeah, and we also just recently we found out that one of the teachers who passed away, her husband, also just passed away from a heart attack.
Oh my God! So she lost her kid and her husband.
Yeah.
Is you valid?
And they I believe they left behind 4 kids.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just been really. I mean, like, it's just been a devastating situation. the school shooting thing is just like I don't understand. I just don't understand the whole dynamic of it. Like, first of all, how is an 18-year-old getting his hands on an assault rifle? I guess one way to think about it is maybe the parents have it in the household. Secondly, how in the hell are you carrying this discreetly on a school campus to where nobody notices that you have a gun on you walking into the school? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to figure out how that even got past anybody. There's no security. There's no button you buzz before you walk into school. You just walk into school.
Yeah, because he was carrying an assault rifle, correct?
Yeah. And assault rifle. I'm like, I'm just confused at the entry part. How did you get into the school? It's not like you shot outside the school.
Like, my elementary school was just a series of 2 buildings and a parking lot and then a playground behind the 2 buildings, but that was fenced in by like a little chain link fence. But you didn't have to go through security. All you have to do is you just go park in the parking lot. And I can just imagine somebody going to my old elementary school, kicking in the front door and firing away.
Like
there's no protection at that school. It's just buildings, like, standing there. I don't know what the school looked like, but it could easily have been that sort of situation.
Right. Like, I mean, so I've been wanting to a little bit tonight on this show would just be kind of tap more into like enlightening just awareness and what's going on around you. I think this is a time where people really need to just like hold tight to their kids, because clearly the system isn't even protecting your kids in school. I actually saw a reel the other night, and Michael, I think I sent it to you, and you said that they came out with these backpacks when another school shooting happened. But I saw this lady advertising on a reel backpacks with bulletproof, like, shield, like shield things that they look like foam, but they were bulletproof. It almost looked like, those boards you go, like at the beach you ride on, those little flat board looking things, not a surfboard. You know what I'm talking about?
Wakeboard.
Yes. It looked like that.
Sending our children to school with
bulletproof.
Thank you. Anything.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my point. I was like, for them to even have something where they've patented and made that your kid would have to take something out of their book bag to shield themselves from getting shot. It's like a thought within itself. Like,
no, yeah, they advertised that like years ago after the Sandy Hook elementary school shooting. So
where was Sandy Hook? Where is that? I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar.
Sandy Hook was back east, actually.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
This happened like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Like, that was another elementary school shooting.
So I have a question for you guys out there and anybody in the chat. Do you guys think
Sandy Hook was 2012?
Oh,
on December 14th.
Wow, where is that?
I think that was West Coast.
Connecticut.
I think so.
Connecticut.
East I knew it was east.
So okay.
Wow. So I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys think that, what makes a person want to target a school?
Evil.
Like, plain and simple, right? Evil. Plain and simple.
I don't know any other answer besides that. Like, I've in one of my old apartment complexes, a man committed suicide right outside my bedroom window in kind of like a little alleyway that was, connects our property to the neighbor's property. And just the amount of kind of like darkness and evil that was floating around in the air and just that haunted that person. I can totally understand how he was driven to suicide and his loss and despair. If that enemy or if that sort of energy was targeting another person who's just like, instead of it being lost in despair and self-inflicted, but out into the public. And who can you hurt the most? Children.
Yeah, and then did he commit suicide after
He is dead. They said he fired at police and police fired back. I haven't confirmed whether he did self-inflicted or if the police took him down.
Wow. I mean, it's just really sad within like the whole situation. And then those kids were so young, the parents that are going through like all the, the turmoil and the shock.
Second graders, fourth graders. That
I mean,
school
like,
was super small.
really?
There was only like 260 students in the entire school.
Oh my gosh.
Or something like that. Yeah, it was like ridiculously tiny. Just like it was a very community. Everybody knows each other and stuff like that. And really, really tiny. I mean, we can't even pronounce the county or the school's name.
Right. That's what I was saying earlier.
I mean, pretty much this is just all this is to me. This is just Sandy Hook all over again. Like,
well, you know how many school shootings that has happened in the United States? Like, it's like you would think by now, huh?
288 school shootings has happened within the past, I believe, 10 years or altogether, I think.
27 school shootings have taken place so far in 2022. Now,
dang, are you serious?
Some of those might have just been like a 1 or 2 person fatality or no fatality at all. But there have been, as opposed to 2 days ago, there have been 27 school shootings taking place in so far in 2022.
Oh my God. I mean, it's just, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. You would think after like the first couple of school shootings, they would come up with a better system, some type of security, some type of something that can detect if somebody's coming on the school grounds with an arm, something. I mean,
they don't got time for that. They have to create more time to invest in their money with the NRA.
And what's the NRA?
The National Rifle Association.
Oh, tell us a little bit about that. So what? I never heard of that.
You haven't heard of the NRA?
No, I'm not really like that gun savvy. I know how to shoot though. I know how to shoot one.
Pretty much, it's just an organization that's like just pro gun, and it's a conservative right wing association that promotes guns, sells guns, advocates for guns, has gun conventions. They're all about the First Amendment rights to bear arms. They're just a pro-gun organization. And they just proven time and time over and over again that, people, children, black people, Asian people, gay people, their lives are not as important as the cost of selling weapons because that makes money.
Even your kids.
Even kids. I mean, that's why I'm just like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm saddened by what happened yesterday, but
you're not surprised.
This isn't the first time this has happened. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
it's just sad that all those, it was just sad to hear that all those kids, it's like, I don't know. It's just very disturbing trying to figure out what goes through a person's mind to make them want to go and shoot up an elementary school of all places. Not to disregard the shooting that took place in Buffalo, New York, because that was also very tragic as well. But just the fact that it's children, like what would make somebody just target a school? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Armed security needs to be. They said All Hail King Shadi is one of our fans that's been with us since like day one. He always comes in the comments, so shout out to you. He was saying that armed security should be in the schools. What do you guys think about that? I mean, like, do you really? I mean, I guess armed security, but I mean, people shooting at the police.
Because I don't feel like we should have security in our schools, but that's also the whole like pipe dream down the future, like that we don't have to have fear of guns in our schools, so we shouldn't have to necessarily have like, kids shouldn't have to be putting their backpacks through a metal detector every single morning.
Right.
Have metal detectors, we need armed security at school. We do because of this problem, but we shouldn't have to have it.
Right.
And that's just like going back to the whole like we just need to real in our gun legislation.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, and
we need gun reform, but you know, we're
didn't they I'm sorry,
we,
Michael. Go ahead.
I said we just need gun reform. We need to ban legalizing like assault rifles. Like I think like assault rifles, like semi-automatic like assault rifles, they're not necessary to have. You don't need them from hunting. If you hunt like a fucking deer with an assault rifle, like you'll fuck up the meat by like pumping it, with like 30 rounds of bullets and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just
Ah,
need like
it'll splatter, like
yeah,
explode.
it explodes. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain type of weapons, military style weapons, that should not be within the reach of the public.
We
You
don't
Right.
know, like
need
that's the
exactly
issue.
militia type ammunition
Yeah,
or
militia.
weapons in our home. If
Yeah.
we're not going to war with ourselves,
Right.
Yeah. But that's
you
the
know,
thing, though. You have like some of these people. Don't get me wrong, because like we're going to be future gun owners ourselves.
Oh
But
yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure. This one right here
yeah,
too.
but there's some type of weapons. It's like that's not fucking necessary. It's not needed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't need to have that type of weapon to defend yourself. Like a
I'm
good, double barrel shotgun, or like, just a shotgun, like a
Revolver.
revolver.
fine with a
Like that's all
shotgun. I'm
you
fine
need.
with a revolver. I'm fine with a rifle, but I'm not talking about like an AK-47 or something like that shoots off like dozens upon dozens of bullets a second.
Bullets,
Like that doesn't
right,
have
right.
to do it at all. A couple pow pow or something like that.
Right.
Defend
Yeah.
my home. I will eventually get a gun myself. There's been a handful of murders in my past apartment complexes and stuff like that, and just with the craziness
Right.
of the world, that I feel like, having a sidearm, something small that I can keep tucked away and locked inside my
Right. Right.
in case
I
I ever
agree.
hear something. That's for my own protection, but it's not going to do the damage of an automatic rifle taken to an elementary school. No one should have it unless you are literally in the military fighting overseas.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys think that could resolve, because it does seem like when they're doing like these massive shootings, it's like assault rifles. It's not like they're taking just 9mm and just popping people.
No, because you're not going to be able to kill, 19,
That many
20
people.
people within a matter of seconds. You can do that with an assault rifle. You know what I'm saying? You can kill multiple people with an assault rifle within a matter of seconds. But with like a handgun, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're going to need time to reload it. Like certain handguns,
Right. Somebody will get you down by then.
So it's like, yeah, it's a certain. It's just. I'm not saying. Listen, there's never one end all be all answer to like a problem, but but there's like certain solutions so we can build up to like fixing the problem. And like a huge thing that would help out is fucking gun reform.
Right. And gun reform would just be like you're limited to certain types of
Exactly.
weapons.
Like if people wanted to, literally right now, if people wanted to, they can go online and they can like purchase bazookas. That's how crazy this shit is. It's you're able to buy like certain type of weapons, so it's like, well, why the fuck do you need that, man? Like it's like, it's crazy.
That's not funny, but that is crazy. Like, who's up there like, yeah, I'm gonna order me a bazooka tonight. Like,
No, yeah, like Ken said now, and like Bear just said, it's like, military style weapons do not need to be accessible for the general public. It's like it's not fucking necessary.
right.
Not
I agree with you.
It's crazy. So
the AR-15 style rifle has been used in 11 mass shootings since 2012.
How are they getting access to rifles is what I'm trying to figure.
Those kind of rifles.
Right. Like I don't know. It sounds
the same way black communities magically get a shit ton of weapons in their community.
I never thought about it like that.
They don't appear out of nowhere.
That's
Man,
true.
Nick, I really want a gun. Hey, here you go, fella. Oh, hey, where'd this come from? It's like,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, man, I'm a parent, so we got like little emails and stuff sent to us from the schools. I know at my son's school, you can't just walk in.
Kyle Rittenhouse also used an AR-15
I know he used he was carrying his around in the street like, what's up?
over my back. Back.
Back.
Assault rifle.
He was though.
Mm-mm.
Like I'm just like, yo, what in the world? I don't know. But I mean, once again, it's a very tragic situation that happened. My heart goes out to all those families, all those parents. Prayers to the families that are suffering through this tragic time. I do think that there's something that the government needs to put in place, like immediately. There needs to be something. There shouldn't be any more school shootings like that at this point. And no, like none at all, especially not to the point where your kids got to bring bulletproof backpacks. If my kid got to start bringing a bulletproof backpack to school, he going to be homeschooled. And then the government, y'all might be losing out on some money. So
realistically, you might want to think about like everyone who's listening right now who has kids, you might want to start thinking about like homeschooling your kids because realistically, this isn't going to change.
I don't think so.
Boomers out of office.
If Sandy Hook wasn't enough, then this isn't going to be enough.
If this wasn't enough,
is because there's just too much money that the NRA and unfortunately like a lot of Republicans care about when it comes to selling firearms. There's too much money involved for them to be like, oh yeah, we're going to make these strict rules in order to. Why are you dancing?
Whose phone is that?
Hear the music?
Oh shit, that's my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, my sister's calling.
Michael.
No, wait. My bad, y'all. Damn. I'm trying to say
Michael.
Sorry, Michael.
Michael's like, why is he dancing?
I'm trying to do some serious shit, and I just see Barry like.
I'm sorry. You were making some valid points and hitting up an interesting topic, but you couldn't beat that beat.
Yeah, that was funny.
I got my can't block the way. Take Michael because he can't even see when someone's calling him. Fuck you, Ken.
Where are you? Look, all hell, King He said, what's that noise? That was Michael's phone. But no, yeah, that was funny. But no, you have a very valid point. I mean, I don't think it's going to stop either. And I didn't know that there was an actual like gun program that like supports all these different types of guns. And
they're the biggest lobbying group in American history. They've been around since like 1817 or something like that. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know about the NRA. No, they're huge.
Even
the only thing bigger than the oil is the NRA, and then it's oil, and then it's like Medicare and stuff like that. Big pharma.
Is that how like they be getting guns over in like other countries and shit?
That's actually a lot of like U.S. government deals. That we support a lot of nations in that kind of capacity, and sometimes we F up because we gave guns to Iraq to help prevent Iran in like the early 1990s, and then they turned around and Al Qaeda took them all, and now all of a sudden we have a civilized, very efficient militia because we trained them, and now they have just a ton of weapons, and it's happened over and over again.
Wow.
Yeah, guns are a major problem in the rest of the world.
Yeah, and honestly, that's how like a lot of these like political leaders, that's how they get their money. For like their campaigns or whatnot, because they get sponsored from the NRA, and like during their campaign,
they're totally in their pockets. That's why everyone votes because that's how they fund their campaigns. So the NRA.
Yeah, and they make like empty promises, like I'm going to make sure that the streets and get rid of all these guns so our children and our black people and our Asian community will be fairly protected. I guarantee, sir. And then as soon as they come off, it's like, well, we need to think about protecting ourselves because that's
That is so true.
No, seriously, they do that shit all the fucking time.
Why they lie to us like that? Why they gotta lie? Why they can't just tell the truth?
One of my favorite things that the late Robin Williams said was like, I wish that politicians wore their sponsors on their business suits the same way that NASCAR drivers do. Let's see who owns them. And that's 100% correct. No, yeah, Robin Williams said that years ago. He's been dead for like 10 years. What about that is 100%. I would love to see that. All right, who are your major sponsors? Who are your major donors? Who's giving you all the money and who owns you?
I've always wondered that because I'm like, who pushes like these campaigns and puts the money into these people that are running for whatever office or position that they're running for. And then I don't know if you guys saw that clip. So is Texas, I believe, is also one of the states that you can carry without a license in public. Is that correct?
Let's find out. Hey, Google.
I think you do need a license, but it's an open carry state.
So did you guys see, I don't know if anyone's actively on social media, there was a clip that, I don't know if it was like a press conference with, I think his name is Abbott. Is he the mayor in Texas? And it was another guy, and they were at a conference, and this guy stood up. Kenyatta, if you're there, you saw the clip.
Beto O'Rourke, who's running against him.
Oh, yeah.
Which is such a sham. Beto's lost everything he's ever run for. He's ambitious. He's good looking. He is spoken and progressive, but he has lost his presidential bid. He lost his last campaign in Texas, and now he's running again. And honestly, I'm like, please don't. You have the name, but you don't have the support. And clearly you got defeated the first time. Usually when a politician's defeated the first time, they don't run again the second time.
Right, that's true.
There's a reason why Hillary didn't seek re-election.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
The first time.
Right.
That's just, that's the reason why. Yeah, anyway, but same thing with but Beto O'Rourke is running in Texas. It's kind of like you're just giving the Republicans another win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they were saying that he was out of line because it sounded like that he was trying to make a valid statement and point that they need to change the rules and the laws of what's going on with these guns. And it was like he was saying things that they didn't want him to say.
Why he's out of line. Just depends on your media source. Like if Fox News is like, oh, he's clearly out of line, interrupting business and how progress is going, something about that throughout the day. He didn't have an appointment. He just charged in there and made a scene of a stuff like that.
Right.
And it's like, look at him confront the villain of the story.
Right. That's how I saw
go
it.
ahead and it just depends on whose perspective is telling it. Was it technically out of line? Yeah. Did it gain media attention? Yeah.
Right. No, it was. I mean, oh my God. But it's been heavy on my mind ever since it happened. It's just I don't know because I have kids and I just be thinking what I don't even know what I would do. Now I've been heavily thinking about different decisions about homeschooling possibly. I'm not sure, but with this kind of thing going on, it just doesn't make you feel safe if you have kids and you're leaving your kids, these people are supposed to be protecting your kids while you're at work or while you're doing whatever you're trying to do to provide for your family. So that just kind of gives you a sense of not, security. So once again, I just wanted to like I said, send shout out to the families that lost children and everything in that tragic event. So we're going to go ahead and move on forward to our topics for the show tonight. So there has been a lot of things going on this week. Oh my gosh, a lot of awareness that needs to just happen within communities. Last week on the show, we talked a lot about
I have to go.
A lot of racial profiling that has been happening. It has always been happening.
Right.
I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know if you guys saw this week that was heavily trending. A young lady who was attacked in a convenience store with a Caucasian gentleman. He was saying some very slanderous racial slurs to her for what reason we do not know. What is that? That was,
I got that one too.
Not vodka.
It is vodka.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Sorry,
ice.
love.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So yeah.
oh
Yeah.
no, you're good. You're good.
I just
So
grabbed a fresh beverage and had to do a a little.
get your whistle, get your whistles wet,
product
get your
placement.
whistles
That's how we
wet.
get more followers. That's how we get more.
That's
dollars.
right. That's right. Turn up in this dude.
That's
Nah.
what also did his little product placement of the Voodoo Ranger. But as you were saying, actually, I didn't hear anything about this. You sent me a list of
Oh my God.
some points.
I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show the clip. I got the little clip I'm gonna show on my little phone thing. But and this just ties it. This is just gonna tie in with what I feel like as even I'm not even just gonna say just the Black community, just in general, people just need to start being aware of what's going on around them. There's a lot of people that are just angry with all the things that are changing with the laws, with politics. They're not happy with the different dynamics that are changing for other people because they're not accepting change. But yeah, this young lady, she looked like she was my age, young Black young lady. Was kind of being disrespected by a man in the store, and he proceeded to hit her in her head, punched her in her head like a boxing match. So I'm just going to show the clip. See if I can pull it up.
Was there any reason behind it? Like, was he
was
on drugs? Was he just aggravated at life and just her?
They're saying that the lady's trying to charge it for a hate crime. He just basically is coming off as a racist. He was saying things to her like, you guys are like basically like
racial
taking
violence
over.
is a hate crime.
Yeah, exactly. The police officers, they didn't even charge him as a hate crime, but she's trying to press charges on him. As a hate crime. This was in Arlington, is it Virginia? Hold on. Let me see if I can open that.
Virginia didn't not surprise you.
Yeah.
Seconds. It was punch.
Hold on.
Punch after punch.
Hold on.
I never know I would be in like a situation like that ever. I walked in.
It's not letting me open up through my phone. Come on.
Hey, Charmaine.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
My show.
Hey, Charmaine.
Michael, don't worry. You got nothing to worry about.
Oh, God.
You might have to worry
All right,
about
so look, I'm finna show y'all this. Let me turn this. How you turn this around? Okay, let me show
I
y'all
have
this.
until the dead air mic. Yeah, there we go.
No, you're fine. I'm just gonna hold it up because it's hard for me to. Okay, I'm gonna press play so you guys can see and hear.
Back it up.
Seconds.
Back it up.
Punch
Perfect.
after punch after punch. I never know I would be in like a situation like that ever. I walked into the gas station, came in after me, and was just like ranting and raving about y'all's kind and y'all need to go back and all this other stuff. While she was buying gas at the counter, she says the man was making racial remarks and was standing close to her, so she asked for some space. And he kept getting back up. I told him like, I could just call my dad or whatever. He was telling me like he had his gun in his car. So that's why I felt threatened. And then he put his beaters on the counter in front of my stuff, and I slid them over. And at that point, that's when he started punching me in the face. Let's take the video frame by frame. She's facing him, his leg at the bottom of the screen. You can see her arm move. Then he swings and punches her in the face. I was literally shocked. After the first hit, you could see my mouth drop. Like, when he first hit me, I was just like, whoa. And then he kept hitting me. I want, like, real charges to be brought to him, not just something simple. Like, this is an actual hate crime based on everything he was saying. And it's happening all over, like, to other people. And I just don't want it to happen to somebody else, like, in my neighborhood. She says it starts by having him arrested.
Yeah.
So,
In jail.
yeah. Okay, let me get Kenny on. Yep. So, I think he was taken into custody, but he was like released. Hold on, let me go back to my camera. Hey, Ken. So Kenny Ken got us here on the show. We have everyone here.
Looking handsome, Ken.
What's going on, folks? How you doing?
Handsome
Good,
Ken. Yes.
I am so sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm.
No, you're fine.
I just want to put a PSA out there. For all these people who are doing drive sharing, if you can't drive and talk at the same time, don't talk. I don't need to go 20 miles an hour. You can get out what you need to say. I'm trying to get somewhere.
I feel you. I know, Ken. That gets on your nerves.
So many times.
No, you know what I hate in traffic? When a person is trying to get over and they don't use their blinker. It's like, that's how you communicate. Like, dog, use your blinker so I know you're trying to get over. I'm just not going to let you over.
It's just more frustrating when you're in a car with someone who's driving Lyft or Uber and you can drive better than they can. And so you like, oh my God, like, what are you doing?
Can't want to be like, just get out the car. Let me just get out the way. Let me try the car.
Then it makes it worse, like when they start telling you like personal shit that you don't care about. Like,
I don't care.
you know, my wife left me. She took the kids and took the PlayStation too. Just like
they're getting hella personal.
Yeah, see why? Shit.
Talking to anybody who will listen. Yes, exactly. We can't get nowhere without you talking.
Yo, yeah, so Ken, I just showed everybody the clip of the young lady who was assaulted in Arlington. Was it Arlington, Virginia?
No, it's actually Arlington is the name of the gas station. It was actually happened in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Thanks, Florida.
Thanks, Florida. I won't be coming down to Jacksonville no time soon. You ain't gonna be punching me in my damn head. Lord, did you guys see that? So, okay. Go ahead, Ken.
Am I surprised?
I am.
It happened in Florida? No.
I'm shocked. When I saw how I thought maybe he just kind of like, maybe a little something, but he was like hitting her like a dude.
No, that's what they want to do when they think that they're not being recorded.
My thing is, how can you not think you're not being recorded when there's cameras every fucking where? Like, we in 2022, there are cameras everywhere. Everywhere. When you walk outside your house, there's probably a damn camera.
What's going on, Novocaine?
Hey!
Dude, speaking of camera, I sent you a link on Instagram.
Follow me back on Shantae Moy. I'm back on your Instagram. Follow me. I need my followers back.
Okay.
What's up, I'm back on my Instagram. Follow me. My name is
Yo, I need my followers back. I missed my page. That damn hacker. I had people from high school messaging me on Facebook like, Christina, you changed. Is that you messaging me? You got an attitude or something. And I'm like, that's not me. I'm like, that's not me. I'm not mean. I'm not begging people for Bitcoin.
You got caught up in Bitcoin, girl?
I know.
Like Christina, this is Dan. I'm not sure. So when you tell them to fuck off, I have a problem with that.
Right. People were telling me the hacker was like being rude. I'm like, what in the world? But anyways, I have a new page now, y'all. So anybody that was following me on the old page, I'm back at just Shantae Moy, not Shantae Moy _90, because that's what they changed it to. So I have a whole new page. I'm just going to be uploading some of my old shit, new shit. But anyways, back to the topic. Sorry, yeah, we sidebar sometimes on this show, y'all. But I was shocked. I was shocked when I saw it. I wasn't when I first heard it. I just heard it. I didn't see a visual of it. So when I saw the visual, he even threatened to. She said that she could call her dad or something when they were kind of going back and forth verbally, and he was saying how he would just go out to his truck and get a gun. There we go with the gun. And then I guess he tried to push his beers like in front of where she was at so he could pay for his stuff. And she was like, excuse me, and pushed him back. And that's when he started hitting her. I just wanted to point that video out to say that, do you guys think for particularly Black Americans in America, do you think we should keep our mouths closed because we never know? Or do you think you're making you're putting more of a foot down if you stand up for yourself, but you could possibly be putting yourself in a dangerous position?
If we start saying no, we'll transport right back to the 60s. We'll transport right back to slavery times when they were able to do all of those things that they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, right. I feel like the pushback is what we need to continue to do, because not to say that we are continuously making progress, right?
Right.
Because the progress that we've made still seems stunted somehow. You know what I mean?
Right,
like
exactly.
It still seems as though, like, even if we talk about certain things, we still meet this wall of, them doing whatever they want. You know what I mean? Right. In terms of letting us do whatever. You know what I mean? So I feel like if the moment that we stop being vocal is the moment that they start winning.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, they want us to be quiet. They want us to shut up and take it. They want us to be incredibly, to submit.
Right, right. So, that's why they're getting he got physical like that, is maybe what you're saying? Or maybe...
they bold down south.
Yeah, that was just crazy to me.
They're bold.
That was all. And then the fact that it was just a female just in that instance, the cursing and saying racial slurs, not saying it's okay, but but the fact that he started hitting her, number one, she's a female. Like, that should have just been an assault just with that retrospective.
That don't mean nothing when you this.
Right. And I don't even think they brought in any further charges against the guy. And she's trying to press charges.
Jackson,
and it's on camera. It's on camera. It went viral. It's on camera. So I'm just
it's the way that they get down south.
I'm just like, it's like, what do you do now? Like, you can't even speak for yourself. You can't even say, hey, you're invading my space, or hey, dude, back up off me, or hey, yo, can you give me a little space without having racial slurs and potentially getting punched in the back of your head?
Kevin Troy Williamson, 59, was arrested Friday and is charged with a misdemeanor battery, police said. He is appeared before a judge on Saturday, 2 days from now.
Okay.
He's being held on a $20,000 bond.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Good. That's good. That's good. Visual evidence ain't even enough. Novocaine said that's the crazy part about it. These days, visual evidence ain't even enough. And that's a damn shame. Because I feel like if it would have been the other way around, it would have been
how scared were we that whatever his name was, murderer of George Floyd, was going to get off? And we had the whole video of 9 minutes of him getting his neck leaned on. And we still fear that he was going to be innocent.
They had to break down that 9 minutes to a bit by bit to try and convince in trial that these police officers were in the wrong. When you can see within
and
3
only
minutes,
one got in trouble.
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
You can see in 3 minutes.
Right.
Why it was so incredibly fucked up.
Right.
And that was
But
a
the
murder
fact
that we caught on trial, let alone just somebody throwing a few punches at a gas station.
Right. You're
in
right.
Florida. You know, this is the New York versus Florida. Like, we're in a completely different ball game here. I doubt
Right.
anything is going to happen to that dude.
And then why are
Wow.
all of our cameras, our cell phone cameras, so much better than the security cameras nowadays? You know what I mean? Like, why do we actually have to be there instead of all of these places that have security cameras? And we can barely make out faces. It's pixelated. If they move too fast, we don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, that footage that you showed me is the most blurry footage that I've ever seen in 2022.
Yeah. You're right.
Well, this is Jacksonville.
Yes. Kid, they had the 1990
Jacksonville.
VCR.
It's Jacksonville and Arlington gas station. You know what I mean?
Somewhere though, too many black folks stop at probably.
You should not be open.
That is interesting. I haven't heard anything about any kind of like boycott or protest to that gas station.
Right. She probably was in a Hickville town or something like that and just didn't know where she was at.
Terrible. She was just passing through.
Right. I'm like, yo, but the way he was hitting her, I'm like, yo. So, with that being
You protest the gas station. It wasn't the gas station that was hitting her. It was the fucking dude.
well, nobody even did anything.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, we've been seeing these type of outbreaks ever since. I mean, we got out of quarantine. We've been seeing it.
True.
It's been happening, but it's been happening a whole lot more frequent just because
I'd
a
actually
lot of
disagree
people
with that.
feel
I
as
think
though
we started seeing this.
they're not trying to be fucked around with anymore. You know what I mean?
I think we
Right.
started seeing this rise in 2015 when Trump was running for president.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it was when he started saying, "Beat that guy up. I'll pay for his court," you know, or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Handicap people or anything like that. Like I swear the hate crimes, whether against any a nationality or LGBTQ, like the trans community, has just gone skyrocketing.
Right.
After coronavirus, the hate crimes against Asian people has just gone skyrocketing.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because at first Trump was trying to say it was their fault.
And
I
just
agree.
This man incited a freedom of hatred that you can be unabashedly proud, not ashamed of, like your hatred towards an individual or a group.
You're right, because when Trump was running and everything, and he was on, and he'd have his fans that was out there, and they was going hard for Trump, and then they would be out there like slandering different groups of people, or what was that shit that happened in Charlottesville? Remember the shit that happened in Charlottesville?
I think it was like a Ku Klux Klan or like a.
And it was on the university. Yeah. And they had that march up there.
Let's not believe that the Ku Klux Klan does not exist anymore. Just because
let's not believe that.
Just because they don't wear the hoods.
Hello.
Does not mean because
I thought you were saying they didn't exist anymore, like period. I'm like,
No. Let's not believe that just because we don't necessarily
found all over the nation.
You know what I mean? Like because we have in our mindset as to what the Ku Klux Klan looks like because they've worn
the hoods
and the scarf for so long. Now that they're not wearing it, we believe that they've dissipated. But racism is incredibly still alive, and I feel as though when Obama was in office, it felt like people could rest easy.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then when Trump started running, it brought to light, it gave all of those people who participate in racism.
Right. That was like their voice.
Exactly. Gave them the courage to be like, well, we can be up and we can be out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't have somebody to be able to back us.
Right. Like when they stormed the Capitol and shit. Now, if that would have been some black folks, They would have bombed the White House. Climbing up the sides of the walls and shit.
They wouldn't have been so bold to do so while Obama was
Hell no, you're right.
They became so bold to do so when Trump got in office.
Right.
This never would have happened ever had Clinton won. Like, this never would have happened. So many things would have happened. Yeah.
He has a point.
But hate crime is definitely one of them. And maybe Roe v. Wade is also another one.
Oh yeah, I know that's getting crazy too, man, bro.
I mean, it's a lot of
Trump
things.
appointed
It's a lot of things we can unpack that's happening. That I mean, they're reversing gun laws,
right?
Reversing
abortions. They're trying to reverse abortions.
I mean, exactly, reversing abortions. They're reversing the advancement for LGBTQ.
Right. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
They're doing everything they can to be able for the advancement of white supremacy.
Right. You're right. You're right. And it's scary. It's scary. It's almost like, I feel like these school shootings too. I'm just going to a couple of minutes on this. I almost feel like this is just my theory, y'all. Nobody in the chat come from a neck. But I just feel like sometimes they use some of this stuff as like an example. Like when they put it all on the TV and the media, it's almost like a scare tactic almost. Like, you're not really safe anywhere. Your kids aren't safe. You're not safe. We put viruses out here. We let people shoot up the schools that your kids go to, that we make it mandatory for your kids to go to school, or you can get in trouble for not having your kids in school, or whatever the case may be. I just feel like, because there's no reason why there should be so many school shootings happening in America. And we have so much technology and control with everything else, but we're failing our kids, and we're failing a certain system that should really be protected, which are the kids, because they're the next generation coming up.
Speaking of generation, I can't wait for the boomers to get out of office, because they're the ones that are all caught up in this NRA and other gun oil bullshit that's out there. Gen X, millennials, we are around the age we can start running for office and taking it. It's just we don't have the money because we are all broke. And,
right.
But yeah,
everything's going up.
Start dying off. These people who've been in office for 30, 25 years.
And they're old as shit.
You're out of touch. Yeah.
Right. They're like 89.
Age requirement to be a senator or president in the United States. We should have a maximum age requirement. Like, okay, congratulations. You can't run until you're 35 and you have to retire by 70.
I think so too. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Barrett, wholeheartedly, because come on now. Joe, I'm not talking about the president, but
he's the silent generation, the generation before the boomers.
Right. Like, this nigga's really old. Like, he barely walking up to the daggone stage.
Average American man dies at 78, which is when he was elected. Like, no shame. Enjoy your golden years. That's why you have to retire at 70. Like, right. The average American retires at like 65, 66 nowadays, let alone that he is now 12 years older than that, now 14.
Ooh.
No, you should not have, yes, you should have a vote, but you shouldn't be able to run or hold office.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. Mr. President Obama.
Right.
Damn it, I'm high. Mr. President can die of a heart attack at any second now. And
right.
Like, that's a terrifying thought because of his age. We should never be at risk of losing our president because of age.
Right. I agree with you. I think there should be a cutoff. I think there should be an age limit.
I hate to be a pessimist.
I don't appreciate that, okay?
Ageism.
Michael, I won't judge you for your age.
How dare you? How dare you talk about my president? I didn't vote for him, but he's still my president.
I voted for him.
Hey,
gracious.
I ain't vote for him neither, but I don't want to get shut down or hacked or blocked again or anything. So, but yeah, we're gonna move on to the next topic tonight. I got for you guys. I want to tap into a little bit of some relationship stuff. Hold on, let me see what I have up here. I had a couple of
Shit,
reasons.
I already got to talk about
Oh.
relationships. My girlfriend's right next to me.
Oh, hold on, wait though.
Share that screen.
Hold on, wait though. Did you guys see? Hold on, wait though. Did you guys see the brother that got slapped around by the TSA agent in the airport?
I
Yeah.
didn't see the video. I read about it.
Did you guys?
Wait. Did you say the
No,
brother
those
got
weren't
slapped around or the TSA agent?
Well, no, hold on. We're going to come back because
Okay.
live is counting down. So after that, this is going to be round 2 is it tonight. So we're going to try
Go
to,
back, Chris.
we're coming right back in 5, 4, 3.